So that's my new theme song right there. It's, get y'all to understand that the earth is a woman. The earth is a female. These priestesses that's doing a great and mighty work behind the scenes and balancing their energies and agreeing based off of the earth rights to rebalance everything out. And that's one person that I told I was going to do this video. I put him in here. I don't know how this is working right now. Okay. So, anyway, these women has been doing a phenomenal job in, okay, so I got him in here. So we gotta get into what do we do now? So people starting to have these ascension symptoms, and they are mistaking it for psychic attacks. It's a psychic attack right on your ego. So if your ego wasn't in the way, it wouldn't be as harsh on you. Now I have been saying this, that those that was diet woke, half woke, ego woke, but they wasn't woke, was gonna have the hardest time with this. But due to a phenomenal event that takes place every weekend and the signing of the peace treaties across all of these street organizations, which is actually tribes, to reestablish our right as a sovereign body to determine our own destiny and our own fate, and to have every high level of support globally, having unified triads and dragon clans of the Yakuza, the La Cosa Nostra, the Russian families, all over the world, everybody is agreeing to a treaty that they called games for so long, and y'all fell for that suppress your own shit. But that shit over with now. Because now we back in the driver's seat off of the sheer numbers agreement. Hey, Diane. The sheer numbers agreement is the totality of all of the people of the planet that was oppressed, that was tired. But now we at a point where the planet's vibration, the vibration from varying stars converging up on the planet while it's vibrating at that vibration, is causing a physiological change on all organisms on the planet. That means the physiological change is your body is reforming at a cellular level. Your DNA is upgrading as we speak. And that's why you feel like something crawling under your skin. That's because your DNA is morphing in real time and you feeling it. All right? So, to honor this treaty, I'm going to give y'all some rituals for the men and the women, because we was all in this shit together. When we go and go one, we go all. But I'm going to give y'all some techniques to help deal with the symptoms and relieve some of the intensity of the oppressive force that's going to be zooming through your body. Portia's going to do a post that's going to give y'all some visuals of some of these yoga poses I'm going to describe in here. But for the women, there's one I want to go over first because it's probably the most powerful one for a group of 3 women to do. And it's called the tortoise pose. But when you look at it, her elbows are beneath her knees and she's laying face down with her legs straddling her arms, and she's forming what they call a compass in a square. This represents the 6-point star um, in a stellar map. But on the ground, the feminine energy is actually drawn from all points to uncross the energy. That's why she's in that position. It's an uncrossing of a crossed energy. Now, the statement of intent of anybody that do a ritual together, they have to all agree totally to the terms of the ritual, or it won't fly in the new era. There can't be any dissent. It has to be so fair that everybody was like, I don't see why I can't agree to that. That makes sense. So the statement of intent for the women's ritual has already been done, and the women already have that in their possession, and it's passing around in the women's circles. So any pose in yoga, in prayer, that requires you to put your knees, palms, and forehead to the ground. And the Nubians call it tafu. This is a 5-point connection you want to make. Knees, palms, and forehead. That's called a 5-point Venus connection to the earth. It is primarily a feminine uh, um, connection to earth. But the way that you use the masculine energy is in the spirit realm, the feminine energy is electric. The masculine energy is magnetic. But in the physical, the masculine energy is electric and the feminine energy is magnetic. So the qualities of the energy determine how do you ground and keep the balance when you incorporate the male element into the female ritual process. This is what we have to do as men. We do our rituals at night to draw the radiance of the sun through the orb of the earth, through it. While we on this side, the women that's in the daytime do the same rituals. Normally do the water rituals, the earth rituals, the grounding rituals that they normally do. But what we are doing is lending support to the other side. As they pour it in, we draw it through the planet, and it accelerates the healing process. And it also makes it more inhabitable in the underground caverns for anything that may be lingering. Hopefully ain't nothing lingering, because we want them some bitches gone. Now, I'm going to go over a little bit of the science with this. In the palm of the hand here, there's a chakra on each hand. This chakra in the right hand, if you are right-handed, is projective. It shoots energy out. If you left-handed, this one's projective, shoots energy out. Now, some people are naturally left-handed, but because of our society, they forced you to learn to be right-handed in order to force you to use your left brain, which is fine. Just remember, you will feel the difference, and you will know that they trained you to be something other than what you was. We're supposed to be ambidextrous, but because we only use left or right hemisphere, it gives us a dominant use of one side or the other of the body. So what we're going to do with these palms, when they hit the ground, you create an arc, right? Now, you have the same thing in the bottom of your feet. Now we are beyond the point where barefooted standing upright on 2 feet is going to work to balance your energy correctly. So, you want these 2 chakras, your third eye, and both knees to touch in the earth. Make contact, physical contact with the earth. Not the blacktop, not the concrete, not the patio, not the deck, but the dirt, the grass, the trees. So the people that can't get down on the ground can sit in the chair in front of a tree and put the feet in the dirt at the base of the tree and put the palms on the tree, and the tree will cycle the energy for them. Okay, so now we had to learn how to use nature. Your only intent in your mind while you doing this is to, I'm just balancing with nature. You don't need to worry about nothing else because nature is the natural order, and the natural, when you balance into nature, you are actually calibrating your spirit body fluctuations until it matches the upgrades of the vibrations the earth is going through. Then when the earth going through them, they won't be so hard on you. Your upgrades will come, and you'll go through the vibrations and you'll feel all of this stuff, but it won't be as sore. Your soreness won't be so bad. The itching won't be so bad. The headaches won't be so bad. But you still may get them, but you might not get them as often. Yes, grounding. So, the pose that I was talking about earlier, the tortoise pose, is where the woman puts her legs over her arms and she's in a cross position. And if you'll notice, if you pay attention, her yoni touches the ground. That is on purpose because then earth goes through the portal of life, energetically speaking, to draw from the nine ether through the woman. So when she stand up after this, her energy has to adjust to be in proper alignment because she just called a whole lot of energy through her. And that's why only certain women are physically able to perform that function, because you won't be physically able if you're not supposed to do it. Right? So you got to remember the rule, the basic rule is if you physically can't do it, you're not supposed to do it that way. If it hurt too bad to do it, you're probably doing it the wrong way, or you're doing something that you physically shouldn't be doing. The goal is not to hurt. Now, when you do these poses, you want to kind of elongate the back and stretch in the pose, because what you're trying to do is free up the pinch of the nerves that run inside the spine, that has like a hollow that carries your cerebral spinal fluid, almost like your arteries do your heart. This is what they've been calling your kundalini rising. So you want to accelerate this. You want to smooth it out with the earth itself. You want to use the garden. Bury your feet in the dirt, in the black dirt, especially that fresh black dirt. Bury your feet in it, and sit in the sun, and let your body transfer the solar energy through your body into the dirt, and you are creating a battery effect of healing. The earth and the sun is working together to heal your body. So we got to remember these things, because this is some of the stuff that was taken from us. As soon as all this get to a conclusion, we can start teaching this right to reorganize everything according to the structure and the proper formula for human habitation. This shit is ridiculous. I don't even see how y'all can tolerate this shit, but y'all do it daily, so I can't complain really, because y'all can do it, I can do it. But goddamn, enough is a goddamn enough. Okay, so during the course of the day, I got some information flipped to me on the truces, and it was contingent upon Portia had to raise the queen, so she did that today, and the queen is seated and raised. So now we looking real good on the peace treaty. It looked like everybody on board with it. We don't have any dissent at this point, and this is the final hours of it. So tomorrow, y'all should hear something in one of these churches, or some of these churches should be telling y'all some information related to the overcoming of the struggle. Your mosque, your temple, whatever the hell you go to. But some of y'all don't go to none of that stuff, so we gonna do it the hood way. We gonna pass the word of mouth, grassroots level. We're going to get the word out. And so a lot of the women are complaining about, or not complaining, but they are having this overwhelming sensation to go get in the water. That is because the water is calling you, because the work has been being done. And if you haven't been there yet, this missing the priestess is going to call you. Go. Answer the call of the earth right. If you had that overwhelming urge that you need to go. Now, elder women, if you consider the elder in your clan, and you don't have to be elderly to be an elder. You could be 20 and still be an elder. That just means that you are the one that everybody in the family hold in high esteem. But before you can go to the fresh water, at this point, you can take an Epsom salt bath with alcohol to wash your aura before you go to intensify your energy at the fresh water. So the Epsom salt is not the same as salt water, but the elder women wash their auras using rubbing alcohol, the highest percentage you can find of rubbing alcohol. You put the alcohol in after you got into the salt bath, but the water has to be hot as you can stand it. The alcohol going to evaporate fast, so you have to be in the water before you pour the alcohol. This is going to wash the aura of the priestess before she go to the fresh water, so she'll be a stronger channel for the other women. So when you get to the fresh water, everything is being done, is being turned up as a focal point. So you would have that person declare the statement of intent as the focal point. So you got to learn these things. This is all part of what was taken from us to keep us subjugated. When you free the spirit and you free the mind, the body got to follow. What in Vogue say? Free your mind and your ass gonna follow. You can't help it. It's just the law of nature. It just works that way. So now we at the end game. We signing the truce. The government opening back up. And now this is where the games begin. This is where we get to the good part, as Houdini say. When we gonna get to the good part? Well, that's what's coming next. Only thing to come next is the good part. So, we sit here and find every reason to be bickering with each other, but we not knowing that the bickering are the last little strongholds of the rogue ego that was created from the external forces. The rogue ego is what make us act out in ways that's unbecoming of the human species. Because the rogue ego only cares about child, selfish, self-gratification, whereas the developed ego that has been controlled by the higher self over time, or has gained control from the higher self, it becomes a different type of ego. It doesn't be the same thing. It allows you to be able to navigate this shit down here easier. Some people think it's hard. I don't think it's hard. I could have did anything I wanted to do. But I wanted to figure out why the fuck niggas wasn't free. I really wasn't expecting the answer I got, nor did I like it. So now we had to deal with what we got to deal with. It is what it is. We've been taught to hate each other for a reason, so they can keep us subjugated. We've been taught to fight wars against each other to keep the population delirious as to what's taking place, so you'll never see the real enemy because you're too busy fighting. You see? The prize fighter's so busy fighting that he don't even keep his eye on the prize. He's worried about the fight. He's not worried about the prize. He ain't have nobody he can trust watching the prize, and he lost the fucking prize and the fight fucking with the motherfucker stealing the prize. This is where we at. We gotta wake up. We gotta come out to slumber. And it doesn't mean that your life is going to drastically change, but your life is going to change drastically. That means that the lifestyle that we've been living is cancer cells is about to switch, and we about to become immune cells. We about to go from the destructive rogue element to the constructive and healing element. But that got to be a concerted effort. So I give y'all these tools that it took me a lot of years to get this shit. I can give you the game. I can't force you to take it. It's up to you. Life is filled with success, and I hope you make it. I mean, somewhere along the line, we got to wake up to what's being done to us. And they telling you that it's all staged. They was trying to get rid of your ass. But somebody came up with a plan. Somebody said they're not finna get rid of my people. Somebody said I ain't the smartest motherfucker, but I'm the most determined in the fight. Somebody said that if I keep trying to figure out how God think, I'll start thinking like God. That's what somebody said. And once they start thinking like God, trying to figure out how God think, they became aware of the self. And becoming aware of the self, the first one make it to the finish line get to call the goddamn shots. So each one teach one that we all might reach some. This shit has been a hard fucking road for the ignorant. Fuck the ones us that's woke. Look how hard it got to be for the idiots. They might not never come up out of that shit. They gonna have a heart attack from the disclosure alone of the cleanup process. Some of them motherfuckers gonna kill themselves if they found out their favorite entertainer was sucking baby dick. I mean, shit. And then they find out the ones they falsely accused and talk bad about was actually the ones trying to stop that shit. Then they really gonna be fucked up. Then they gonna be asking themselves, why did I even question that motherfucker? Shit, crazy shit gonna be going through their mind. You have to learn the techniques of your ancestors on how to overcome the deficit. And the only solution is to become once again one with nature. And the only way to become one with nature is to be a part of nature, to go out in nature, to associate with nature like you do your homeboy. Get familiar with your local wooded areas. Walk through the tracks. You know, get to see places. Go nature walks. Some of y'all don't want to go to real wooded environments, but you can go to state parks if you can keep an eye on your kids. If you can't keep your eye on your kids, stay the fuck out the state parks. Because there's some shit that ain't human, like wild bears and shit that eat them motherfuckers. Hopefully we got rid of everything else that'll eat them. But you still got other savage animals that live in the wild that will eat that ass up. They don't got nothing to do with no predators from another reality, another set of viewpoint, aliens and shit like that. You got some shit on this motherfucker that'll tear your ass up. I know some niggas with some dogs will tear your ass up. We got to do better about teaching our children and raising our children. So we got to learn these exercises children can do and participate. Boys pre-puberty can do rituals with their mother, but once they get hit puberty, they have to do them with their father. And the male rituals is trying to get the solar rays to penetrate from one side of the planet to the other. So you're doing your rituals at night as a spiritually magnetic field, while the women do theirs in the daytime as a spiritual electrical field. So you drawing through the dark side, she's projecting through the light side. And that moves this shit along so much faster, but it gives you relief. It gives you the relief from the headaches, the muscle aches, the back aches, the joint pains, the itching under the skin, the hot flashes. All of those things start to balance out because what the problem is your chakras are waking up and you ain't ready. So your body don't know how to assimilate the overflow of energy where there was only a little bit of energy before. So it's like you got a car that run off a car battery. All of a sudden you put a jet plane battery in that motherfucker. It's fully full of charge. Now it's too much juice going through it. The car can't keep up with the battery. That's where you at. These chakras can feed you sustenance once they fully awaken and you won't necessarily need food. That's one of the purposes of fasting, is to awaken the chakras responsible for hunger, because it's the same ones responsible for control of emotion. When you can control your appetite and your sexual desire, you can control your emotions. Now you can start to become a master of yourself. And this was the whole goal. Everybody got to learn to master the self. We all got to learn the same lessons, and then, each got to help others along the way. They're going to get stuck. It's supposed to be hard to learn the lessons. Nobody was supposed to give you the instructions while they can be used against you. So they had to be hidden from you in plain sight. They told you that everything you was the devil. Voodoo was evil. They scared to death of the voodoo, but it's evil, and they the ones using the church to keep you in slavery, mentally and physically. But you not seeing it because you scared of voodoo. You scared of something called a witch doctor. You thinking that the witch doctor gonna come through and poke a needle in a goddamn doll and kill your motherfucking ass. Well, shit, if you thought that shit, you should have been getting into the voodoo to get from under the oppression. Now, we seen some things I wanted to touch on, too. The Obey ceremony in Jamaica has taken place yesterday. When Obey called, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. They couldn't do the ritual for the ones over here on the mainland. They've been waiting a long time, ever since Toussaint, to be able to do that ritual for the people over here on the mainland to overthrow this motherfucking tyranny. Just like they did Napoleon's army. But what y'all not getting is they couldn't do it because there was no masters over here ready to receive the pass when they throw this Hail Mary. There wasn't no masters available. So they would have been just giving all of y'all shit to the enemy. So they couldn't even get their own shit. And they had to suffer over there in Haiti and live in squalor, poverty, and oppression from the external. But they couldn't go in there and put them back in bondage servitude. The rebellious ass island niggas ain't buying that shit. They'll die first. So we got examples of what the islands do to get free. We got Toussaint L'Ouverture. We got the Haitian Revolution, the Jamaican Revolution. We got, more recently, we got Maurice Bishop in the Grenada Revolution when George Herbert Walker sent his assassins down there to kill that brother. Like we don't know what the fuck happened. Like they wasn't keeping record of the dirt they was doing. This is the part people don't get. All of this shit is recorded. This is not conjecture. They recorded who they sent, how much they paid them, what the orders was given, who gave the order, if the president agreed, disagreed, signed off on it, or if the rest of the motherfucking, what they call the motherfuckers, the Security Council, overrode his motherfucking sponsor, sent the motherfucking hit because they say that it would have stopped the bigger war in the end. All that was some bullshit to keep y'all motherfuckers from seeing what it looked like when niggas get free. You don't want y'all to even have that idea of freedom in your motherfucking mind. So if any nigga get to talking that freedom shit, you are automatically hardwired to think that nigga crazy. What's going on, Desiree? They teach you that the one that talk out against the system is a rabble rouser. He a rebellious nigga. He the kind of nigga that's gonna get everybody killed. No, that's a damn fool gonna get everybody killed. A real motherfucker not gonna send his soldiers to the motherfucking gallows like that. That's not no real general shit. The real general is gonna follow the art of war. He gonna follow the code of war to the letter because he know if he follow the code, he got to come out on top. Know yourself, know your enemy, and victory is assured. It's better to win one battle, one war by strategy than 1,000 by combat. It's better that I beat one man in a fist fight than take a whole nation to war and bring us all to ruin. You got to understand these concepts because then you understand why the long route was taken. Because this shit done got bad before, but y'all stuck on right now and what y'all going through right now. This is nothing. The psychological oppression is worse than anything else. It's the trapping the mind into a small area and the mind can't be free. So it puts you in a fucked up psychological state. So it is what it is. So you got to learn to use the earth to ground your energy. By grounding your energy, you are allowing your body assistant, a personal assistant, because the earth can calibrate your health and tell what's wrong and how to help you to adjust and get it right. And that's why they stopped us from sleeping on the ground and gave us beds, in case y'all didn't know. And a lot of people still won't sleep on no bed, you know. And you sit here, you got some of these motherfuckers that think that if you pretend to be holy, that'll make you righteous, but it don't work that way. You can't condemn everybody for being stuck in a journey of life because you didn't get stuck or because you got unstuck. Everybody does not have the same strength in the same area. What was easy for you is difficult for somebody else. And that same person that is difficult for has something that's easy for them that's difficult for you. That's called aspecting the psyche of the human. If you don't have aspects, we all become cookie cutters. We become run-of-the-mill, same thing, born, redundant, bored. Everybody think the same, look the same, act the same. But by having different abilities in different areas by different degrees of it, and then you being able to find the ability that you want to enhance and exercise it. They don't tell you that you can learn to train your psychic abilities like you can your physical abilities. They don't want you to know that, because once you get to developing your psychic abilities, you have to develop your mind with it. And as you develop the two together, they develop your spiritual self. Then you become one of the motherfuckers that the threat of death don't even scare you. Because you done already seen what's on the other side of that illusion. You done peeped under that veil already. You done went through that struggle. Died, yet you're still alive. So this is the resurrection. Y'all can rise up or y'all can lay down is your option. And y'all can offer the same free opportunity to everybody else, because I don't charge for the information and the research that I took years to gather. I don't want y'all to come up out from under the slumber, from the sleeping, hypnotic state that we've been in that allowed us to be oppressed like this. Because you got to be under something. Because this shit is not that hard. It's only a couple motherfuckers holding the goddamn dog chain at the end of the motherfucking road. He just got a whole bunch of sled dogs and make it look like it's a whole bunch of motherfuckers running the race. He the only motherfucker in control. You take that motherfucker off the back of the sled dogs don't even know where the fuck they going. They just running. Stop shooting at the goddamn body and chop the head off the snake is what I say. Kill fucking Bill. You dig? I don't even know why they keep bullshitting and jacking off to this nigga pictures. I'm sick of seeing his motherfucking ass, if you ask me. But, I ain't got the final say. All these motherfuckers need to be publicly executed. Fuck waiting, debating, negotiating, and all that shit. Publicly fry their ass for the world to see that you cannot continuously do this kind of dirt and somebody not gonna step up and barbecue your ass like a roast motherfucking hot dog like they use. Tar and feather that motherfucker. I don't give a fuck. You really don't want to torture him because you don't want to keep that energy on the planet, but he might be a good enough exception to the rule. Shit, make that motherfucker part of the atmosphere. Send his ass up in smoke. Burn him at the stake like they did in the witch hunts. Shit, burning them motherfucking women because they was scared they was going to take their motherfucking shit back. Goddamn right they was going to come and recruit their motherfucking brother. And I was going to come get their shit back. Oh well, it's too bad. Motherfucker don't like it, just don't like it. But this shit not going back. What you remember before the lockdown, it's going to look similar but different. It's going to be a drastic difference. It's going to be similar, but don't want that shit back no more. This the part where some people are not going to even have to get up and go to work no more. It's just not gonna be necessary. So then the people that's been out of work trying to find a job that need to work because they don't have enough work credits built up in their credit history, oh well, they'll be going in to get new jobs now, well paying. And jobs that used to didn't pay shit now gonna be paying a motherfucker to work there, like McDonald's. They not finna just continue to give motherfuckers pennies while they make millions and millions of dollars selling you ground up babies. Fuck no. First we gonna stop them motherfuckers from selling ground up babies, then we gonna make them pay the workers. All them motherfuckers. And if you don't want to participate, get out the business. Shit. All feeding shit should be government owned anyway for the people to be able to get the best benefit from the restaurant. If you gonna start that shit, start that shit. I mean, quit bullshitting. You know? Look, y'all don't even know McDonald's make much as Microsoft or more every year, and they don't want to pay these kids. They got managers in that bitch ain't even making $20 an hour. But they can leave McDonald's after they get a few years of experience and get $50,000, $60,000 a year or more, 100 and something thousand for the experience in management. That don't even make fucking sense. It's a good training program if that's what you're using it for. You know, all this shit gonna have to go healthy because if that GMO shit finna be cut out, we're not gonna be doing GMO no more. They already destroyed the GMO chickens, the GMO hogs, the GMO pigs, and the GMO crops being tilled under as we speak. So we not finna be doing that poison the people shit no more. Y'all gonna be thinking clearer, seeing clearer, hearing clearer. Your food gonna taste better. The air gonna smell better. Hell, motherfuckers, farts gonna be smelling like roses around this bitch. Violets and tulips and shit. And then the whole system, you're going to be able to adjust it to the lifestyle that you want to live. If you want to live like a nomad on the fat of the land, you'll be able to make your body conform to nomadic lifestyles living on the fat of the land. If you want to live like an ascended master where you can go up and down the vibrational charts, you'll be able to adjust your body to become the Merkaba to do that too. But no, all this shit is requiring you to work for it. And ain't none of this shit gonna be free and easy. Because if it's gonna be free and easy, then everybody will be doing it. Motor vehicles are gonna be switched over from gasoline as the fuel source to hydrogen. That's why the gas prices are plummeting now. They could have been using water in the same engine with a couple of alterations running the same power they run now because hydrogen is rocket fuel. This is what they don't tell you. They use heavy water in the rockets to make the hydrogen where they can use water in a car and it'll run your engine the same as gasoline. It's actually a higher octane, cleaner burning fuel source. It has no toxic side effects to the fumes of hydrogen being burned in a combustion engine as gasoline does. So gasoline is like burning urine, and hydrogen fuel is like burning water. You smell the difference when you boil the two pots side by side. You know the one that got the urine in it clearly. Trust me, that shit don't smell good hot. So this is what the difference is going to be. Then you're going to have vehicles that's going to be autonomous. The road systems is going to advance and upgrade. You're going to lose your bills. You're going to lose light bill, water bill, gas bill. You're going to lose that shit because the resources of the fat of the land are supposed to supply the basic needs of the people. The basic needs of the people is that shit that they call bills. Bills is your basic needs. So we gonna kill Bill. One way or the fucking other, we fucking gonna kill Bill. I don't care if it's the light bill, gas bill, water bill, or the bill motherfucking Gates or Clinton. Kill fucking one of these bills. I want to see a dead bill somewhere laying around. Shit. You know, I don't give a fuck what they do to get the shit over with. If they could skin Bill motherfucking Gates alive, I would not even give a fuck. Just get it over with. I don't even care. Get it over with. Because there's too many people now that's benefiting from the hysteria when they shouldn't be benefiting from it. You disengage to perform a task while nothing is being done. In other words, it's called in Chinese the Wu Wei. Wu Wei means doing nothing to accomplish something. Y'all don't get that part. Y'all been in this motherfucker. I be telling y'all to tell people, nobody ain't paying no attention. This shit over with. It's a wrap. Now y'all gonna find out. Now we gotta take this shit, take the show on the fucking road. That's what we gotta do from here. The truth that y'all about to hear about, I don't know how long they gonna take to tell y'all about it. But that motherfucking truth shit, that's some powerful, powerful shit for the indigenous people of this land. And when you understand that part, it holds you to a whole different level of accountability. Because now, with great power comes great responsibility. In order to be able to carry that responsibility, you have to have a developed character. Your character had to be developed through the good times and the bad times. You can't just have all good times and come out and be a balanced motherfucker. You're going to be spoiled rotten. You never had no struggle. You never had to miss nobody. You never had to wonder if you're going to eat tomorrow. You never had no sense of contact or conflict or way to test your resolve to find out who and what the fuck you are. So if you don't know who and what you are, you never know what you can become. Somebody got to walk the path to show you how to do it. So, each one teach one. You know, when I looked at the struggle, I found out that white people wasn't the cause of the black people being oppressed. Because every time black people started to get free, some black people keep them in bondage. So that pissed me off because it was be getting frustrating why even white people was dying trying to get black people free, and some more niggas come along and chop their legs from under them. That shit started getting frustrated and redundant. Till I found out it was some motherfuckers that look like us behind this shit all the time. You know? So, I grew up in all of the communities, so I can communicate with everybody from the projects to the penthouse. I done been there all the way to the big house. I done been there. I done traversed the land. I've talked to people in all walks of life. You know, I done been tested by some of the best masters that didn't think I knew I was being tested. You know, and they wanted to know if I was doing my work. I was doing what the fuck I'm supposed to be doing. If I figure like this, I don't know why the fuck I'm here, right? I'm a kid. I don't know what the fuck this life shit all about. But I see the adults around me carrying on in a certain way. And at the same time, I hear them complaining about a condition. All I hear is the complaining, but the behavior don't match the complaint. Because the behavior is compliant with those who are keeping the condition perpetual. How do you comply with your oppressor? I don't understand. So maybe I'm not seeing something that I need to look deeper. The unseen hand is a motherfucker. I can't get on it right now. I'm going to stand down on that because they got to do some homework for the brothers in the MST of A, because some of them is not understanding the totality of what's taking place in the spotlight on the ones that killed Drew, looking like us, calling themselves Moors. They not Moors as we are Amaru, that they morphed into Moor and tried to marry themselves onto that as Moray. Right? Moray is not a Moru. We not the same motherfuckers. We look the same. We got the same common ancestry. But them motherfuckers ain't like we is because they don't have the heart we have. They can't stand up and face a motherfucker face to face, so they got to do that backstabbing shit. Them the ones that the Prophet Muhammad called the Al-Kafarun, Al-Munafiqun. For you Muslims out there listening, you will know what I'm talking about. He said he's the worst of the unbelievers. He knew what the fuck he was talking about. He just wondering if you was gonna know when it come back to you, because they was gonna touch it. Yeah, they was gonna touch that shit. Tell you the Quran untampered with. How the fuck is that even possible when you don't even know where the original? Where is it at? The original Quran Muhammad wrote don't exist. What does exist is a reprint after all of the Qurans was collected and burned. All of the ones who had a dedicated memory was rounded up and killed off. So how in the fuck you got a Quran now? That's not the Quran. I don't know what the fuck that shit is y'all got. I know where a original Quran is, but I'm not telling you motherfuckers. Malachi tell y'all, Dr. York could tell y'all because he read it in its original purity. I don't read that shit, so I don't give a fuck where it's at. I set the some bitch on fire myself, because it's not going to change nothing. And the thing that is not going to change is this is the end game. Checkmate, motherfucker. Donald the fucking Duck is tap dancing on these motherfuckers' backs, because that's the way this shit go. See, they use clowns and buffoons to make us look silly. Well, we use clowns and buffoons on their side to make us liberated. I mean, shit, tit for motherfucking tat. You tick me, I tick-tack back, motherfuckers. You know, it's fair exchange, ain't no robbery. That's equal exchange. They made you think that the highest you can be is motherfucking Amos and Andy. Shit. Okay, I'm going to put Amos and Andy in the White House. How you like that motherfucking shit? Put Amos and Andy in the White House. You see him do his old Mutt and Jeff routine. Good cop, bad cop. You know? He go to wrestling. Y'all got to watch it now. He went to wrestling to learn how to be an asshole. Then he took on his job as an apprentice to learn how to execute as an asshole. He was the apprentice. What the fuck? He was using the other people as crash dummies. How do you know he was the apprentice? The name of the show never changed. And the only motherfucker that stayed consistently on the show was Trump. What the fuck was he there for? He was learning something. He was learning how to act like a goddamn buffoon. And I can't wait for him to turn around and look at Sleepy Joe and be like, you're fired. Turn around to Obama, you're fired. Get the firing motherfuckers up there in the White House. You was doing that shit on The Apprentice. You was pretty good at it. Fire them motherfuckers. Get them traitors out of there. Watch who's wearing the mask. They've been telling you. Q-Drop said, watch who's wearing the mask. Those wearing the mask is in on the dirt. Watch who's wearing the mask. When the president come out and he don't got a mask on, watch who's wearing the mask. You're going to know who all of the motherfucking dirty players is. They all know it's a hoax in D.C. So everybody wearing a mask is in on the hoax. They're not in on the cleanup. They're in on the dirt. That's why they walking around with that shit. That's why Trump don't wear one. He wants y'all to know, motherfuckers wearing that shit over here is in on the dirt. The Q-Drop already said it. The Q-Drop already said it. It said, watch who's wearing the masks. And the only motherfuckers wearing the mask is the motherfuckers that was taking lobby payments from Bill Gates and motherfuckers associated with the deep state. They called lobbyists. That shit wasn't illegal. It was immoral as fuck, but it wasn't illegal because they passed a bill that made it legal. So now it was legal to sell you out openly and freely in front of everybody and live on TV. Why did you think that they were so destined to destroy the IRA? Because they was able to have a lobby. Multiple people lobbying on the behalf of the right to bear arms. They could never stop them because they had motherfuckers like Charlton Heston with deep pockets that came out of their own pockets to promote the NRA so that the NRA never had to have to come out of their pocket and they can continue to build a stockpile of motherfuckers with firearms to tear this bitch up if need be. While y'all was asleep, I was watching, and I was wondering if y'all was going to catch on. Some of y'all did, some of y'all didn't. Most of y'all didn't, because most of these motherfuckers still sleep. It's the end game now, so if you was asleep, you just wasting time. If you sleep, you just wasting time, because you gonna either be part of the atmosphere. That don't count, sweetie. When your job, it's when you leave your job, do you take your mask off? Do you go, everywhere you go, you putting on gloves? Like somebody ain't touched shit before you and you ain't gonna touch multiple things with the gloves, then take them off and then put them in your pocket and carry the motherfucking, that's just the dumbest shit. But when they require you to wear it at work, that's because they in on it. Or they too dumb to know the difference. Some of them too dumb, like the dollar store around the corner. You can't go in there and shop if you don't got on no mask. Well, I won't be shopping with you motherfuckers. So they got the technology. They know who these motherfuckers is. They still asleep. You know? And then they know the ones wearing the masks is just doing that shit. By the type of mask they wearing. The more sleep you is, the more clinical your mask look. You know? But y'all ain't pay that shit no attention. Y'all watching too many people deal with the mask. And y'all not noticing that even among the ones wearing the mask is some that's different. They can't just put a mask on. They gotta have one on that look like the fucking Terminator, the Punisher, the Goblin, all that kind of shit. They can't just put on a regular old surgical mask. They gotta have some rebellious shit on there. Some of the girls, you know, they feminine, but their rebellion is the same. They got fucking hearts all over that bitch and flowers and shit and match their motherfucking hair ties and all kind of crazy shit. But that's because they half woke. They ego partially woke. You know, they diet woke. Motherfuckers on that saccharine shit. You know. So, if I forget anything. That's gonna be about it. We're gonna wrap this one up here. But look, ground out to the earth. The 5-point connection is the easiest one for everybody to do. Just remember that when you make the 5-point connection, to elongate your back, try to stretch your spine out. Both knees, both palms, forehead to the dirt. And this is going to help you to clear your energy field and balance your energy out through all of those 5 points so that the chakras can balance the rate in which they put out according to the rest of the vibration of your DNA. So it's 850. That's 50 sisters flips a queen. Queen seated off of a peace treaty. So on that, this is where we conclude this one. So y'all support the peace treaty among the brothers in the street. We need that shit bad. Peace out, one love, one nation.